This is the Epic of Gilgamesh, the standard Babylonian version by Sin Leki Unini is Sha Nakba Imuru, He Who Saw the Deep, translated into English by Andrew George. Tablet 7.
My friend, why were the great gods in council?
What followed from this opening line of Tablet 7 is still not recovered. The missing episode is known from a fragmentary prose paraphrase written in Hittite, which is based on an older version of the epic. And dawn broke. Enkidu began to speak to Gilgamesh.
My brother, this night what I dreamed, the gods Anu, Enlil, Ea, and celestial Shamash held assembly. And Anu spoke unto Enlil, These, because they slew the bull of heaven, and slew Humbaba that guarded the mountains, dense wooded with cedar, so said Anu, between these two let one of them die. And Enlil said, Let Enkidu die, but let not Gilgamesh die. Celestial Shamash began to reply to the hero Enlil. Was it not at your word that they slew him, the bull of heaven, and also Humbaba? Now shall innocent Enkidu die? Enlil was wroth at celestial Shamash. How like a comrade you marched with them daily. Enkidu lay down before Gilgamesh, his tears flowed down like streams. Oh, my brother, dear to me is my brother. They will never raise me up again for my brother. Among the dead I shall sit, the threshold of the dead I shall cross. Never again shall I set eyes on my dear brother. The text of Tablet 7 resumes with Enkidu's delirium. Enkidu lifted his eyes as through to the door. He talked with the door as if with a man. O door of the woodland, that has no sense, I have understanding that you have not. For 20 leagues I sought for you the finest timber, until in the forest I found a tall cedar. Your tree had no rival in the forest of cedar. 6 rods is your height, 2 rods your breadth, 1 cubit your thickness. Your pole and your pivots, top and bottom, are all of a piece. I fashioned you, I lifted you, I hung you in Nippur. Had I but known, O door, that so you would repay me, had I but known, O door, that so you would reward me, I would have lifted my axe, I would have cut you down. I would have floated you down as a raft to Ebabara. To Ebabara, the temple of Shamash, I would have brought you. I would have set up the cedar in the gate of Ebabara. In its doorway I would have stood Thunderbird and Bull Colossus. Your entrance I would have placed. I would have the city, Shamash, and in Uruk, because Shamash heard what I said, and in time of peril, he gave me a weapon. Now, O door, it was I who fashioned you, who lifted you up. Can I now break you up? Can I now tear you down? May a king who comes after me bear you for hatred. or hang you where you cannot be seen. May he remove my name and write upon you his own. He tore out. He cast it. As he listened to his words, all of a sudden his tears were flowing. As Gilgamesh listened to the words of Enkidu, his friend, all of a sudden his tears were flowing. Gilgamesh opened his mouth to speak, saying to Enkidu, "My friend, in preeminent, do you, who had understanding and reason, now speak profanity? Why, my friend, does your heart talk profanity? The dream was special, great the anxiety. Your feverish lips were buzzing like flies. The misgivings were great, the dream was rare. To the one who survives, the gods leave grieving. The dream leaves sorrow to the one who survives. The great gods, I'll beseech in supplication, let me seek out Shamash. I'll appeal to your God. In your presence I will pray to Anu, father of the gods. May great counselor Enlil hear my prayer in your presence. May my entreaty find favor with Ea. I will fashion your statue in gold without limit. My friend, give no silver, give no gold, give no. The word Enlil spoke is not like the gods. What he commands, he doesn't erase. What he sets down, he doesn't erase. My friend, fixed is my destiny. People go to their doom before their time. At the very first glimmer of brightening dawn, Enkidu lifted his head, lamenting to Shamash. Under the rays of the sun, his tears were flowing. I appeal to you, Shamash, for my life so precious. As for the hunter, the trapper man, who let me be not as great as my friend, may the hunter be not as great as his friend. Destroy his profit, diminish his income. May his share be cut in your presence. The house where he enters, may its God leave by the window. After he had cursed the hunter to his heart's content, he decided also to curse Shamhat, the harlot. Come, Shamhat, I will fix your destiny, a doom to endure for all eternity. I will curse you with a mighty curse. My curse shall afflict you now and forthwith. A household to delight in you shall not acquire, never to reside in the midst of a family. In the young women's chamber you shall not sit. Your finest garment the ground shall defile. Your festive gown the drunkard shall stain in the dirt. Things of beauty you shall never acquire. Of the potter, no, shall you have. No table for a banquet, the people's abundance shall be laid in your house. The bed you delight in shall be a miserable bench. The junction of highways shall be where you sit. A field of ruins shall be where you sleep. The shadow of the rampart shall be where you stand. Thorn and briar shall skin your feet. drunk and sober, shall strike your cheek, shall be plaintiff, and claim against you the roof of your house no builder shall plaster. In your bedroom the owl shall roost. At your table never shall banquet take place. Because you made me weak, who was undefiled, yes, in the wild, you weakened me, who was undefiled. Shamash heard what he had spoken. Straightway from the sky there cried out a voice, O Enkidu, why curse Shamhat the harlot, who fed you bread that was fit for a god, and poured you ale that was fit for a king, who clothed you in a splendid garment, and gave you a companion, the handsome Gilgamesh. And now Gilgamesh, your friend and your brother, will lay you out on a magnificent bed. On a bed of honor he will lay you out. He will place you on his left on a seat of repose. The rulers of the underworld will all kiss your feet. The people of Uruk he will have mourn and lament you. The thriving people he will fill full of woe for you. After you are gone, his hair will be matted in mourning. Clad in the skin of a lion, he will wander the wild. Enkidu heard the words of Shamash the hero. His heart so angry grew calm. His heart so furious grew calm. Come, Shamhat, I will fix your destiny. My mouth that cursed you shall bless you as well. Governors shall love you, and noblemen too. At 1 league off men shall slap their thighs, at 2 leagues off they shall shake out their hair. No soldier shall be slow to drop his belt for you. Obsidian he shall give you, lapis lazuli and gold. Earrings and jewelry shall be what he gives you. Ishtar, the ablest of gods, shall gain you entrance to the man whose home is established and wealth heaped high. For you his wife shall be deserted, though mother of 7. As for Enkidu, his mind was troubled. He lay on his own and began to ponder. What was on his mind he told to his friend, My friend, in the course of the night I had such a dream. The heavens thundered, the earth gave echo, and there was I, standing between them. A man there was, grim his expression, just like a thunderbird. His features were frightening. His hands were a lion's paws, his claws an eagle's talons. He seized me by the hair, he overpowered me. I struck him, but back he sprang, like a skipping rope. He struck me, and like a raft, capsized me. Underfoot he crushed me, like a mighty wild bull, drenching my body with poisonous slaver. Save me, my friend! You were afraid of him, but you... He struck me, and turned me into a dove. He bound my arms like the wings of a bird, to lead me captive to the house of darkness, seat of Irkala, to the house which none who enters ever leaves, on the path that allows no journey back, to the house whose residents are deprived of light, where soil is their sustenance, and clay their food, where they are clad like birds in coats of feathers, and see no light, but dwell in darkness. On door and bolt the dust lay thick, on the house of dust was poured a deathly quiet. In the house of dust that I entered, I looked around me, saw the crowns in a throng. There were the crowned heads who ruled the land since days of yore, who'd served the roast at the tables of Anu and Enlil, who'd proffered baked bread and poured them cool water from skins. In the house of dust that I entered, there were the En priests and the Lagar priests. There were lustration priests and Lumahahu priests. There were the great gods Gudapsu priests. There was Etana. There was Shak Khan. There was the queen of the netherworld, the goddess Ereshkigal. Before her sat Belet Sheri, the scribe of the netherworld, holding a tablet, reading aloud in her presence. She raised her head as she saw me. Who was it fetched this man here? Who was it brought here this fellow?
The remainder of Enkidu's vision of hell is lost. At the end of his speech, he commends himself to Gilgamesh.
I who endured all hardships with you, remember me, my friend. Don't forget all I went through.
Gilgamesh said,
My friend saw a vision which will never be equaled.
The day he had the dream, his strength was exhausted. Enkidu was cast down. He lay one day sick, and then a second. Enkidu lay on his bed. His sickness worsened. A third day and a fourth day, the sickness of Enkidu worsened. A fifth day, a sixth, and a seventh, an eighth, a ninth, and a tenth, the sickness of Enkidu worsened. An 11th day, and a 12th, Enkidu lay on the bed. He called for Gilgamesh and spoke to his friend.
My God has taken against me, my friend. I do not die like one who falls in the midst of battle. I was afraid of combat, and, my friend, one who falls in combat makes his name, but I do not fall in combat, and shall not make my name.
The description of Enkidu's final death throes, which no doubt filled the remaining 30 or so lines of Tablet 7, is still to be recovered.